Did you know there are more than 17 million different usable weapons in Borderlands 2? You're listening to the Xbox Hub Podcast, the official podcast of the TheXboxHub.com. For all the latest Xbox news, reviews, videos, and opinions, make sure you visit the TheXboxHub.com. But for now, settle down, get comfy, and open your ears for some podcast delights. Hello, and welcome to the Xbox Hub Official Podcast, episode 124. My name's Gareth Briley, and I'm going to be your host. And on my virtual left is Mr. Paul Renshaw. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing very well, Gareth. I'm still stinging from being told off, but,
we'll
gloss over that.
Just told Paul off. He was doing an Xbox, putting codes into his Xbox at the same time as we're recording. Unbelievable.
You just can't get the stuff, can you?
I know. On my virtual right is Mr. Darren Edwards. How you doing, Darren?
Hi there. I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. You're a good boy. Paul's a bad boy.
I do try to be professional, as I'm sure we all do on these podcasts, and that's what our viewers, listeners rather, tune in for, I'm sure.
Exactly, the professionalism. High quality journalism and professionalism. It's great. And on my virtual opposite is Mr. I'm getting married in the morning, Mr. Richard Dobson. How you doing, Richard?
Hello. I just want to say that's a side of Gareth I've not seen before, but in all honesty, I didn't mind it either.
Oh, there you go. I was teaching yesterday, you see. That's what happens.
When I'm in teaching mode,
teaching with them on their bloody phones all the time when I'm doing something. It's like that.
Tapping away on the phone.
Multitasking. Good. Hello, you, Richard. How you doing now? Richard, let's go straight to you because you've got a big weekend ahead, haven't you?
I mean, yeah, I guess so, in the context of things. Well, so this week I've mainly been writing a groomsman speech because I'm getting married this weekend. And
congratulations, mate.
Thank you. I'm not sure how I feel about it. In all honesty.
Don't say this on a public podcast.
No, sorry. I don't mean
the forum. Yeah,
I don't mean the wedding. I mean the speech and doing that in front of everyone. They found out. So we're getting married on the Friday, and the service is going to be about 20 minutes, which is just about manageable. But then it's the day after where we're having a big party, and there's going to be a best man speech before mine, where I'll be getting rinsed for the best part of 10 minutes, and then I've got to go on stage and deliver this speech myself, and yeah, it's an awkward feeling.
Girl, Paul, you'll be fine, Richard. You'll be fine. Paul, you've been married. Any hints? What do you say about the speech?
What do I say about the speech? Just wing it. I mean, that's what I did. Just stand up. Thanks everybody for coming. Have a drink. See you later. Bye. Honestly, it was 19 years ago, mate, and I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, so the chances of remembering anything about the speech is somewhat slim. I do remember actually saying that. I do remember quoting from a Bruce Lee film I'd watched the night before. So that went down really well. Yes, absolutely. I'll tell you, I've worked it in seamlessly.
Top tip, watch Bruce Lee before you get married.
Absolutely, yes. It's like a finger pointing away to the moon. That's what you need to remember.
Is that the quote?
That was half of the quote, and I can't remember what the other half was.
Wow.
Don't concentrate on the finger or you'll miss all of the heavenly splendor or something like that. But anyway.
Wow.
Good old Bruce, the philosopher.
Darren, you got any tips?
Well, I've been engaged for 3 years and not got married yet. So no, I don't really want to say stay engaged because it's too late for that. So no tips. I did say maybe imagine everyone naked, but I'm not sure if that's a real tip. That's just something people say. So
good.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine, Richard. You'll be good. Yeah.
Thank you.
You do.
If I'm worried, I will look out for Paul and Darren in the audience somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, are you doing it when we're there?
Yeah. The speech is on the Saturday.
Fantastic.
He wouldn't be a very good speech if you did it before the guests arrived, Paul.
Yeah.
Privately.
That was my first choice, though.
I didn't know if there was going to be like a day do for his family and stuff, and whether there was going to be an evening one for just, the local scum that roll up to any party.
Wow.
So I'm actually looking forward to Saturday now, especially if you're going to do a speech. I shall make sure I have a supply of tomatoes and rotten fruit.
When you look,
thank you.
When
just
you look,
to deflect from my speech.
Absolutely, I'll juggle it or something, just to distract.
when you look over, it'll be on his Xbox controller.
Yeah, if there's a noise coming from the crowd, I know where it's going to be coming from.
It's going to be me.
Darren, what about you? Have you had a good week? What have you been doing?
I can't even remember my name after that exchange. No, a pretty standard week. Work and Ryan purchased Moonfall on Amazon Prime, which was just as terrible as everyone said it was, but worth watching if you want to laugh. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's by Roland Emmerich, who did Independence Day and then kind of remade that film 5 times in different disaster films. 2012, I think, was another one. It was pretty poor, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something really brief. I did a little web series a couple of years ago called Pitches, and the premise behind it was a guy who was pitching really bad movies, right? Oh yeah, yeah, online to a Skype thing. He was paying to think he was going to be a Hollywood star, right? And one of my pitches was about the moon attacking the Earth. Well, this might be the film for you, though. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I'm quite sad that it's actually come to fruition. I mean, it's over 2 hours long as well, so that's its first mistake. But it's £4 on Amazon Prime. Other streaming services are available. And then the other film we watched last night, which was Uncharted, which actually was all right. Wow. I didn't go to the cinema to see it because I wasn't that fussed, but Ryan wanted to watch it again, and it was okay. It was good fun, to be fair. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing last week. Good. Thank you, Darren. Paul, what about you? What have we got? Have we got any updates?
Well, we can have medical update number 4. Are we up to now? I've been suffering from what the doctors call a frozen shoulder, which means that basically my right arm is useless. I can't reach above about the level of my waist with anything. So tomorrow I'm going to go and have an X-ray on it and see if they can see what's up with it. So there we go. That's nice and not too worrying. Yeah. I hope that's not your tomato throwing arm, Paul. It is, it's odd. So I'm going to have to learn to throw. Hey, this is a family podcast. This is a family podcast. You behave yourself. Yeah, so I will have to throw left-handed, so you might want to warn your lovely bride and the various members of your family to take cover when you stand up. It's definitely a euphemism now. Yeah. But other than that, it's just been mending all of the IT. The boss has bought yet another company. Told us about it on Wednesday last week and then said, oh, and by the way, we're taking over on Tuesday. You'll be all ready for that, won't you, Paul? Yeah. Ooh. So, yes, I've spent the last couple of days up in Sheffield, so that's been quite exciting. Learning new systems and trying desperately to cobble everything together so it runs. So, yeah, there we go. That's about the shape of my week. Good. And for me, I'm just going to recommend The Handmaid's Tale. It's been going for a while now. It's a really good series, and it's on series 4 is on Amazon Prime. If you've got Amazon Prime, it's free at the moment. Really enjoy that. And the only other thing this week, I fell down a hole on Sunday. Just a hole in the woods, a 4-foot hole. Walking the dog, walked backwards, and then I was gone. Oh, that is a euphemism out of all of them. Yeah. I must admit to seeing your tweet about it, and I was concerned that you were lied at the bottom of this hole, and instead of ringing 999, you were thinking, I can get some publicity out of this. That's the best tweet. So yeah, it was one of those. Like, do you need rescuing, Gareth? You're just checking every part of you, going, I can't believe I'm okay. And the only reason I think I was okay is because I went backwards, and it was such a shock. I suddenly was down.
I think if I would have gone frontwards, I would have tensed up as I fell. I had no idea I was gone. I was just gone. Yeah. So there you go. That's exciting. But more exciting than this, than our ramblings, is games. What have we been playing? Let's start with the wedding boy. Richard, what have you been playing?
Not very much. As I've been busy, preoccupied. But when I have had a minute, I've been trying to complete Xenoblade Chronicles on the Nintendo Switch. I think last week the third game got moved forward in terms of a release date, which I can't remember the last time a game like that happened. So yeah, I'm trying to go through the first and the second one in preparation for the third one. But basically, it's a JRPG that it's started out life as a spin-off, but it's sort of, the series has become this almost like must-play JRPG series now. And it's a really interesting concept. So there's two gigantic mechs, and I mean they must be huge. One's called Bionis, one's called Mechonis, and they're in constant battle with each other. And basically, something happens and they freeze to death. And over time, humanity has sort of lived on these giant mechs and called it their home. So you're playing as a kid on the one called Bionis, and on the other one there are all these metal enemies, and they've been sort of creating a civilization on there, and they're the bad guys. So there's been this constant, whilst on these mechs, these mechs have been fighting the people that live on these mechs now, and the metal enemies, I think they're called Mechon. They've also been battling with each other. But you get this sword early on called the Monado, which is the only tool that can defeat these Mechon warriors. But then one appears, and it's really unusual because it's got a face and it's able to talk. So the mystery is you're trying to figure out where this has come from. And it's a really interesting and unique concept, and I believe every game in the series has a different spin on these giant mechs that have been fighting for millennia. But then it follows a traditional JRPG trope where you're traveling up this mech to try and get across to the other side and getting new party members. And it's a traditional JRPG, but it's got like a more action RPG battle system, which is quite good. It's just it's a really interesting and unusual story, I think, and that's what's propelling me to sort of finish it off, because I want to see what happens next.
Great, that's good. JRPG. So you recommend it for any JRPG fans?
Yeah, if they've not given it a try, I think Paul would definitely enjoy it if he's got a Nintendo Switch.
We have two in the house, actually. Yeah, but one belongs to the boy and one belongs to the wife, so the chances of me being able to play with them are very, very slim indeed. But yeah, I mean, I shall pass on your recommendation. The wife does like an RPG, so...
Great. There you go,
it's good. It's something a bit different.
Good.
Excellent.
Darren, what about you? What have you been playing?
So I played a game called Thunderkid Hunt for the Robot Emperor recently, which was not very good, actually. So it's like a low poly graphical style, I think they called it. So it looks like it was made for PC in the early 90s, and it's basically a fixed angle platformer. So you run from one end of a corridor to another forwards, and you can't turn or face the other way. You can only move side to side, backwards or forwards, and you basically just have to dodge certain enemies and their kind of varying projectiles and patterns and get to the finish. And there's 5 or 6 worlds, 2 or 3 levels in each, and a boss at the end of each world, and probably completed it in just under an hour. So it's not a very long game, and it's really simple, like almost embarrassingly basic for this day and age. So I know it's tributing a style of times gone by, but yeah, there's just not an awful lot to it really. So I've not really got much more to say on that, to be honest.
No, fair enough. Achievements, good for that?
Yeah, 1,000 gamer score in about 4 seconds. So although it's not a £4.19 classic, it costs about £6.80 or something. So it's arguably an expensive 1,000 gamer points. So yeah, but easy pickings.
Good. Paul's writing that down. And Paul, what have you been playing?
I can hear the scribbling from here.
What have I been playing? Well, I have a choice of games. I will talk first of all about Conan Chop Chop, which is a very strange take on the Conan series of books and stories and stuff. You know, when you think of Conan, you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger or whoever it might be, giant, muscly barbarian hitting all comers with a sword. This is almost like, you know, the people that the Funko Pop vinyls, how they have the like super deformed style. It's almost like they've taken the characters from Conan and made them into these pop figures and then animated them into a game. So they're very little and they run around and just get into various scrapes and fights and stuff. It's billed as a party game, so you can have up to 4 people playing together. And playing with friends or with your 11-year-old son, in my case, it was quite good, to be fair. It was enjoyable, but playing alone, it's really not very good at all. So if you've got a group of friends that you can play with constantly, then yeah, I would say it's worth a try. But other than that, it's not the best game in the world. It's all procedurally generated, so it's like no 2 runs are the same. But it's a roguelite as well, so if you die, you start your run again from the very beginning. So it's there is advancement. You can unlock new weapons and things, but yeah, I mean, for the single player, I'd say no. If you've got a group of mates and possibly some social lubricant, it would be quite a good laugh.
Worried me now. I don't know what you're saying.
Oh,
to work it out.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the chop chop? Is it the sword or is it something else? I
imagine so. Do you know what? I didn't really think about that. Maybe it's Conan running around very fast. Come on, Conan, chop chop.
Can I ask a question now?
You can, my friend.
It's sort of off the back of Darren's, because I thought with a game like Conan Chop Chop, it might have been an overcooked version set in the Conan universe.
I was thinking.
Yes, I thought.
Yeah.
No, it's nothing to do with Overcooked. Thank goodness. It's also nothing to do with cannibal cuisine either.
Oh, everyone's favourite.
That classic title.
I am glad I passed on that one.
Yeah.
Good. I have been playing again. It's been out for a while, but I finished Horizon Forbidden West on the PlayStation, and I thought I need to get another PlayStation game. And there isn't much out at the moment, as we all know. It's really bare pickings at the moment. But I got Ghostwire Tokyo, which when it came out, I think it came out at the end of March, got pretty sort of average reviews, maybe 3.5 stars or 75%. And I was sort of thinking, this would be good. I'll just have a good fun. It'd be fine. And then I'm really enjoying it. And the setup is you're in Tokyo. At the beginning, there's some kind of like hell rises, and everyone gets raptured, basically. and they just, all the whole of Tokyo is raptured, and these spirits all just leave the clothes where they are, and they become these spirits ready to be forever put into hell. And these kind of weird sort of mixture of Japanese city folk, which is all sort of demonized, go around the world. So you'll have like these strange kind of suited figures in black suits, but with umbrellas, who are these kind of demons or these kind of Japanese schoolgirls who, you know, throw magical spells at you. And you play someone who gets infected, in a sense, by a supernatural being who sort of like tries to possess you as well to fight these people, but actually you're in quite control. So you're sharing almost your body between this demon. It's not demon, it's kind of like a supernatural being in yourself to fight back. And what you're doing is kind of going through city of Tokyo, empty Tokyo, and fighting these. And your fighting skills are all like magical spells. So it's basically you've got elemental magic you can throw out like projectiles, or you can slash at someone, or you can block. And you'll have a mixture of like the main missions. There's lots of side missions. There's lots of kind of fun stuff to do as well. So it's a real kind of open world thing. But the city of Tokyo looks great. It looks brilliant. That's the great thing about it. It just looks really fantastic. You're going through these kind of like empty streets, and all the machines are still on, all the lights are still on. So there's advertisements going at the same time. But it's just really interesting to kind of explore, because it really does use the power of this gen consoles. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really, really surprised. Didn't think I was going to be into it. It's very Japanese, which I really enjoy. There's sort of lots of cats, magical cats, running shops, and a lot of wacky kind of characters as well that appear. But the side missions are kind of really interesting. It's just a really good, fun, open world to be in, especially after I've been in something like Horizon, and it's just nice to be somewhere else that's a bit more, even, in this desolate place. It's fun. It's fun to explore, especially kind of a real place. Yeah, I'd recommend it, but it'll be coming to Xbox because it's Bethesda. It'll be coming to Xbox next year, probably, won't it? It'll be a year at least. They have rights to it, so yeah. So we'll get it on Game Pass, but I'd recommend it. I think Richard, you'll really like it.
Yeah, I was going to ask because it's by Tango Gameworks, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't they do The Evil Within as well?
Yes, which I really like. I like The Evil Within. Yeah,
I still need to play it, but is it it's not a horror game like that, is it? So much?
No, it's not not as much as Evil Within, when it was much more like you were suddenly in these really strange psychological kind of rooms that would put you into horror. No, this is much more, has that kind of open world. It's a bit more. I think it's a bit more lighter, but there are kind of scary bits. I mean, it will. I think I've played it for about 6 hours, and I can see the system will get repetitive, and I think that was when people were reviewing it, they say it does get very repetitive after a while. And I think if you're playing it as one big block of like you just going into it for 30 hours over a weekend, you might go, I'm just doing the same kind of stuff really. But it's quite nice. I've had it for a month. I'm just popping into it every now and again, doing a couple of things and just enjoying the city. But I recommend it. I think you'll really like it.
Yeah, well, I'll wait till it comes on Game. That's similar to Deathloop. Yeah. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Me too.
Yeah, that's going to be great. That's a great game. Good. Yeah, Ghost Wire Tokyo. That's really good. Darren, what else have you got? I've gone to Richard. Let me go to Richard next. Richard, what else have you got? What's your other game?
The only other game I was going to mention is probably what's been mentioned every week on the podcast since it came out. But I finally defeated Godric the Grafted in Elden Ring after it's been out for 2 months now, and that's how far behind I am. But yeah, that was
Which one's Godric the Grafter?
The first major boss.
Oh right, yeah, fair enough.
One for the guy who, it's called. That was my thing. So it's called Godric the Grafted, but he only becomes grafted to the dragon halfway through the fight.
Yeah. No, he's grafted all the way along. If you look, he's got loads of different arms and heads and things attached to him.
Right. Fair. I'll let him off then. Yeah. He's dead anyway now. So.
Yeah, he's dead now. He's dead to me.
But now I'm in the academy, slowly working my way through that. I think I am very underleveled though.
What level are you?
What level are you?
38.
You should be all right there. If you need assistance, just give me a shout. I think I'm level 230 now.
Oh wow! I know who to call.
Yeah.
Is there a level cap at the moment?
Yeah, it's 718.
Oh, that's random.
Is that a binary number or?
No, it's just that's the level you get to if you raise all of your stats to 99. It's either 718 or 783 anyway. But they're saying once you get past level 700, apparently you need 8 million runes to gain a level.
Wow. I'm really at 10,000. That sounds a lot to me.
I'm at 500,000 now if I want to level up. So it's takes a while,
grafted, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a great game still. Darren, you tempted by it?
So good.
Have I what? Sorry.
Are you tempted by it, Darren? You play?
Oh, the idea of committing loads of time to a game at the moment is just something I can't do.
Yeah.
But I am, because Ryan's put, well, I want to say hundreds of hours into it, and he loves it. And then he moved on to Horizon, and he's been playing that recently. But if I have a bit of time off soon, and I'm looking for something to really get lost in, that's kind of top of the list for me. But I've just got to find the time for it.
You know what I really like? Just one more thing about it. I think about this the other day. I think its checkpointing is a lot easier than the other Souls game.
Yeah,
it makes it so much better. You don't feel like you have to kind of retrace loads of areas when you die. You know, it just that's great.
I think that's why I feel like I'm so underleveled, because if it was a regular Dark Souls game, I would have played the same bit 4 or 5 times just to get to the next bonfire. But because it's a much more accessible game, I'm sort of getting there in the first or second attempt, and I'm able to pick up any runes that I've dropped anyway. So I'm not really retracing my steps, if that makes sense.
Yeah. A friend of ours, Boy, did it over the weekend. Just completed it. And I said, what did he do? He said he killed every NPC. Just killed anyone. So just
risky.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just did it.
That is indiscriminate, isn't it?
Yeah, but just did it. Just did it like that. I thought, oh, damn.
Crazy.
Let's go to Darren, your second game,
Darren. So I've not had a chance to play much either, but I've just finished Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So I reviewed this a couple of weeks ago, and it is just the most fun. I absolutely love it. I've not got all the collectibles and the extras, but I've just finished all 9 episodes now, and it's brilliant. Like, even if you're not like a massive fan of Star Wars, it's just so much fun to play. I can not recommend it highly enough. I absolutely love it.
Great. I think I fancy it. I don't know. I keep going. Should I give it a go? I'm not. Yeah, I think I might wait. I might wait a little bit. Yeah. Good.
It's brilliant. You'll once you start playing it, you'll really enjoy it. It's really good.
Good. Okay. Richard, you've done your ones. Paul, what's your last game?
I've been playing Elden Ring. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet. I've completed it twice now. I just want to put that out there, and I'm nearly at the end of my 3rd run. So, anyway, the game that I want to talk about is one that's on Game Pass, actually, called Weird West, which is a kind of supernatural RPG cowboy game, of which there are not enough in the world, I feel. And basically, it's you are a bounty hunter. Your son has been killed and your husband has been taken, and basically the story is that you had retired from being a bounty hunter, but you need to dig your guns up and then go and rescue your man and sort out all these supernatural creatures along the way. And it's really, really good. I get strong kind of Wasteland 3 vibes from it, from the way the world looks. You're sort of wandering around these desolate places and getting into scrapes. But it's more of an action game. It's not a turn-based combat game. You run around and shoot the bad guys and run away when they start killing you and all sorts of things. But what I've played so far is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really good. So there you go. Look out for an upcoming review when I've played some more of it.
Okay, good. The last game I'm going to talk about really briefly, I think it's coming out today. I just checked the embargo. Is the Sorrow Virus, a faceless short story, and it's a really nice little kind of very short. It's about an hour, but it's quite expensive for an hour. I think you can get it for $9.99 at the moment. It's $12.49, but it does have kind of multiple playthroughs. And you're basically the person who's called White Hell, and he's this young man, and he's stricken with these kind of like ailments. He's on a deathbed, in a hospital bed in his kind of room, and he's about to die. And his parents administrate this kind of substance called the Sorrow Virus, which contaminates his soul and it prevents him to go into the afterlife. So he's in a sort of purgatory, and he's basically got these dolls around that's been part of his life that he's got to follow through these kind of like weird, kind of strange worlds that you're in a hospital room, you touch a button, then you're transformed into somewhere else, like teleported somewhere. So it's almost like, is it real? Is it kind of like a nightmare? But it's a really lovely kind of first person, which I really like. Adventure, puzzle adventure. You can't really die. There's one bit maybe you can, but it's you're just exploring this kind of beautifully designed space. And I don't know if this is going to be the start of one. It's called Faceless Short Story. Is it one in this universe, or is it going to be a number? But yeah, it's really nicely done. It's out today. Great indie game. If you like kind of first person puzzle adventures, this is definitely one for you. Good.
Sounds good.
Good.
Excellent.
Right, now, as we all know, news it's really quiet. It's been quiet for about 4 weeks, hasn't it? It's just, there's nothing been announced. It's like, they're all waiting, I think, to do a big summer of announcements. Well, maybe there isn't anything to play.
Maybe that's why E3 was cancelled.
Yeah, maybe there's nothing. This is COVID catching up. They've got nothing this year. But so it's a bit sparse for us, but we have got a few little bits and bobs, just to talk about before we do Paul's quiz. And talk about who's the Sonic person here. Who's put the Sonic one on? It must be Richard, mustn't it? Richard.
Oh, how did you guess?
What's going on with Sonic?
Well, so Sonic Origins is coming out at the end of June, but Sega have said that this week, from the 20th of May, the original Sonic games that you can get on the Xbox 360 and backwards compatible on PlayStation as well, they're all going to be delisted. So that the only way to play these classic games is in the remastered versions in Sonic Origins, which is a bit cheeky, if we're being honest. I think these games pop up are online for about £4 each, so you can get them all for less than 15 quid. Whereas in the Sonic Origins, it's going to be upwards of 30 quid if you wanted to play them.
Right.
So
yeah.
I've seen it with Grand Theft Auto as well at the end of last year when they brought out the definitive editions. But then Rockstar made a massive U-turn and gave them away for free when that came out, and it was a bit of a shit show. But it's just not good practice, is it?
You got that bleeper ready, Gareth?
No, I've given up on the bleeper.
I have to just ask, when it says they're being delisted, does that mean that if you've bought them, you can still play them? You just can't buy them again?
Yeah. So I've gone on this morning and I've picked them up to make sure that I've got them. Well, because I had a few of them already, obviously. But yeah, you need to get them before the 20th of May, otherwise they're going to be gone from digital storefronts. But if you've obviously got the original physical copies for a Sega Mega Drive, I think they should be all right.
It'd be great.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, but the original one for the Sega Mega Drive doesn't fit in the Xbox, no?
I have tried, and it's a cartridge and it's a disc drive, and they just don't pair up together too well.
And there's not a backwards compatibility port on the back. I've checked that as well.
I mean, I'm sure somewhere there is a HDMI to whatever the Sega Mega Drive took, but yeah, you could probably put it into your Xbox One and have it port through that HDMI in. Oh,
that's a good idea, isn't it?
It'd be great if they all turned to ash on the day. Everyone's copies, I think, just all went like the end of Marvel.
Someone sends Sega boys round and confiscates them all.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, I'm a big Sonic fan as well, like Richard. And I struggle to get excited for Sonic Origins because I already have seen come and go so many packaging ups of the old games, going way back to like Sonic Mega Collection when it came out for the original Xbox, the PS2, the GameCube, Sonic Mania. I think you gave me a code for that, actually, Richard. And then there was Sonic Generations as well. There's been so many. I don't know, apart from package them in a new menu, how they're going to make it stand out from the previous ones, because there's been a long kind of standard opinion that Sonic's Jump to 3D was not as successful as Mario. And there's been a couple of good ones, but people kind of think they never got back to the glory days of the original 2D platformers. So yeah, this is cheeky, you're right, but even beyond this, I'm just not excited for Sonic Origins, and I really should be, which sounds awful, but I don't know what's going to be different about it. Maybe you tell me, Richard.
I get it. I think these ones have been. I think this is the first time that they've been remastered.
Oh,
so
okay.
they've gone and changed them from a 4:3 to a 16:9, for example. And they've not necessarily changed the gameplay, I don't think, but they have tarted them up a little bit.
Interesting.
But like you say, they've been repackaged. So I think it's interesting because Sonic 3 was sometimes given the boot in these compilations for whatever reason. The rumors are it's to do with the licensing of the music and everything like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's back, but it's back in, which is a good thing.
I'm going to say this, because I always say this in this podcast. It's about also going back. You know, I'm not a fan of going back on stuff. I think it's like it's the problem is we get remasters upon remasters of things, and we get sold this remastered thing because it's not as easy. I just feel like with developers, make new stuff, use that time, use those money, make new stuff. Because what generally happens is that people get it and they're not as they should go, oh, this isn't as good as I remembered, because nothing is as good as you remember because it was good at that time. It's never going to be the same. It's like
I see what you mean. I think there's definitely a hesitancy with Sonic, because there's been some good 3D games like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I don't know if you had that, Richard. That was seen as a high point, and I think Sonic Colors did pretty well and was well received. But there's been a lot that have missed the mark. So you find that there's almost repackaging of the old ones as regularly as there is a new 3D Sonic game.
Isn't there a Sonic open world new game coming out we saw last year?
Sonic Frontier
yes.
got announced as well, yeah.
I don't know how open that will be. I don't really know much about it, to be honest.
I think Sonic works well because the levels are so linear that you can you know which way to go. So it is going to be interesting. Yeah. But I just want to say, Neil, if you're listening to this, there's 2 people that have said they don't want to do this Sonic Origins. So I'll take it.
Yeah, quite right. I'm going to just do one more because Paul's quiz is going to take an hour.
We're going to the amount of guesses it's going to take from you, it will do. Yeah.
We're going to just really briefly chat by a really quick one. The last one is Call of Duty. Their player base has declined by 50 million users over the last year. This might be due to what's happened at the Activision horrendous stuff that's been happening in their workplaces, and we won't comment on that. But it's, but I don't think it's to do with that. I think it's to do with maybe people being bored of Call of Duty multiplayer. I thought Warzone was doing really well still, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it isn't. What do we think? I mean, it's really interesting this year, isn't it? Because that was quite. I was quite shocked by that, and we know with Battlefield that 2042 games just killed that franchise a little bit, isn't it?
That was a car crash. That was.
Yeah, and so you've got these 2 huge kind of like icons, really, of like the November market. They both in a bit of trouble, maybe, are they? Do you think they're in trouble? Do you think Call of Duty will come back with? They're going to be Modern Warfare 2 next year.
Is it this year? It's having its year off.
No, I think the rumor is that we're getting the next Modern Warfare one this year.
Oh, so is it next year? It's having the year off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I if I may cut in, I do think games like Call of Duty have a limited life cycle, depending on how much they're gonna change it. Because at its core, it's been quite consistent. I think I've never been the biggest Call of Duty fan. Like, you can repackage it in a different setting or a different skin, if you like, but ultimately it's the same game. Personally, I think. I know people will disagree with that, and I liken it to like Doctor Who, for example. Like, that's been on since its reboot for coming up to 20 years, and there's a bit of a backlash at the moment that it needs refreshing and all of that, and they need to do something different. So I do think they need to do something, take a few risks with it and change it, because otherwise there's that much competition out there these days, and free-to-play games as well, that they don't dominate the market like they used to when it first kind of hit the big time.
Yeah. Okay.
I would also make the argument that first-person shooters in general seem to be struggling a bit. So we've got the Call of Duty, the Battlefield, Halo Infinite. Their second season's coming out next week, and it couldn't be sooner because that got a bit stale.
Yeah, I've not played it in weeks.
But I think it'd be interesting. So I think is it Overwatch League is starting, I believe, in the next week or two. Don't quote me on that though, but they're using Overwatch 2 for the first time. So a lot of Overwatch fans are getting excited to see what Overwatch 2 is looking at. And I think that'll be interesting to see where the future of first-person shooters is going to be, because it's not in these three franchises that have just been... I mean, I know Halo Infinite has gone back to the multiplayer of old, but fundamentally, these three franchises have been the same since conception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. Good. Quiz time, Paul. Let's get this going.
Quiz time.
Yeah.
Huzzah. Right. In a little segment that I like to call Paul's Quiz that was, shall we say, inspired by watching Pointless. What I've done is I've taken 10 titles of games and run them through Google Translate into French.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
So it's going to be on the buzzers. And I would just like to take this opportunity to apologise to any French speakers who are about to be offended by my northern pronunciation of your language. Right. So basically, let's have a quick buzzer check, Gareth. Richard.
Womp.
Surely yours should be do the wedding march.
But we'll push for time.
Yeah.
And Darren, what would you like to go with?
I'll return to the buzz.
The buzz. Okay, then.
Strict instructions by James to win this quiz, so no pressure.
Are you? No pressure then. Right, okay. So, as I've said, I've taken the titles of 10 games, run them through Google Translate into French, and just to save you a bit of time, Gareth, none of them are Grand Theft Auto 5.
Thank you.
Mainly because when you run it through Google Translate, it comes back as Grand Theft Auto 5. So you would have probably got that. Right.
Oh, I feel like here 1980s broadcasting.
Yeah, I'm worried about how this is going to go. Is that
Now, listen, let's have a bit of seriousness. This is proper serious competition time. Right then, question number 1. Your French phrase is armement de guerre.
What?
Richard.
Brothers in Arms?
Incorrect, I'm afraid.
Left 4 Dead.
No, it's not that either.
Damn.
Would you like to try, Darren?
Can you repeat it, please, just for my enjoyment?
I can. It is armor. We have a little bit of propriety.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Paul.
You don't want people laughing when you're giving your speech on Saturday, would you, mate?
I really would. That would be really useful.
Okay, cool. The phrase, Darren, is armement de guerre.
Oh, I'm glad I asked. I have no idea. Call of Duty.
No. I will have to tell you, it is, in fact, Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Should have guessed it.
Good.
Should have guessed. Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Right, next one. Question number 2 is L'Ombre du Mordor. Richard, I think, just edged it.
Shadow of Mordor.
You are correct, sir. Well done.
Well done, Richard.
Well done, Richard. You're the best.
It's nice.
You're winning,
guys.
1-0. Yeah, there wasn't much that Google Translate could do with Mordor, unfortunately. Right. Question number 3. Lumière morante. I can almost hear the cogs turning.
I know what one of the words is. It's the other one.
Oh my God! What?
The phrase is lumière mourante.
Wow.
Was that a buzz or was
No,
that
that was me just thinking, wow.
That was a great Owen Wilson impression. That's what that was. Oh my god, I don't know.
Oh.
No? Are you going to give up?
Yeah, I'm going to give up.
What did you think the word was that you knew?
Buzz. I think I know what it is.
Richard, not Richard, Darren.
Is it Dying Light?
It is, mate.
Very good, Darren. Very good.
I was trying to think, what game's got light in it? I know.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Excellent. Well done. So, current scores is 1 to Richard, 1 to Darren, 0 to Gareth. Question number 4. Retour pour le sang. I suppose it all depends if you know what the word sang means in French.
I think I do.
And no Googling. I thought you'd be acing this, Gareth, what with you being all educated and stuff.
I can't think at all. Can you say again?
Retour pour le sang. Gareth.
Oh, I can't. Is it that? Is it? It's not Bloodborne because it would be. It's Lasang is to do with blood, is it? No.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but is that your guess?
That's my guess.
It is incorrect, I'm afraid, sir.
Oh, I know.
Oh, well, you've.
I know it.
Well,
Dad.
Buzz then. Gareth.
Back for Blood.
Well done, my friend.
I was thinking Return. Of course it is. Oh,
there you go. It's easy, this game, isn't it?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Just next time I do it, I'm going to do it in German. It'll be even better.
Oh my
God. Right. I did do an A-level in German, so my pronunciation is a
single-handedly
bit
ruined
better.
these European relationships.
Oh dear.
9. Right. Question number 5, and it's all evens at 1 point each. Question 5 is poursuite triviale en direct de. Gareth.
Trivial Pursuit Live 2.
Well done, mate. I thought you'd get that one. Poursuite triviale. You should have got that.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Excellent. Right. Question number 6. Princess Fermière.
Buzz. Womp. Womp. Womp.
Yes, that sounds like Richard.
Princess Farmer.
That's right, mate. Well done.
Good. Very good.
Excellent.
Little James reference there. Good.
Yep. I had to put, because I thought James was going to be here, so I thought I'll just give him a gimme there.
Yeah.
Right then. The next one is short and sweet, and the phrase is mépris. Now, this is going to be whether you know what this word is or not, I guess.
Womp.
Ooh.
Richard.
I'm going to guess Destiny.
No. Good guess, though. Darren.
I'll throw out Halo.
No. That I did look at that one, and it was Halo.
Oh. Right.
What is it again, Paul? Can you say it again?
Mépris. MEPRIS.
Can I have another guess?
You can.
If you buzz, you can.
Womp.
Richard.
Anthem.
Ooh.
No. You're on the right trail, and that it's only a single word answer. And I'll give you
if it was Anthem.
I'll give you a bit of a clue. This one's a bit cheeky because it's not actually out yet.
Huh.
Oh, Buzz.
Darren.
Is it Starfield?
It's not.
Oh.
No idea.
Do you give up?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mépris in French is scorn in English.
Oh.
No, there you go.
So there you go. Excellent. Right then. Question number 7. No, is it? It's question number 8. Beg your pardon. We're just going back in time there. Right. This is going to be some awful pronunciation. I hope you know this. Roi croises toi.
How do you spell the first word, Paul?
R-O-I-S. Roi.
Buzz.
Darren.
Oh no, I think I've got it wrong. I was going to say It Takes Two, but I don't think it is now.
No, because 2 is de, and I clearly said toi at the end.
You did. That's right. And I feel like a twat now for saying that. So.
Oh my.
So you say it again, Paul. Just say it one more time.
Roi croise toi. Again, apologies to all our French listeners.
I don't know.
Womp.
Go on, Richard.
Dobson leads.
Dark Souls 3.
No, that's a good guess. You're in the right neck of the woods-ish, in that it's got a 3 in it. But no, it's not that, I'm afraid. I can give you a clue.
Go on.
I can tell you that the word roi, which is not easy to say, means king.
Womp.
Richard.
Oh,
Crusader King 3. King.
Well done, mate. That's it.
Oh, damn.
Excellent. Right then. So a quick score check at the end of that. We've got Darren on 1 point. Oh no, you've gone 2, aren't you, mate? Are you 1 or 2? No, you're 1. Gareth is on
2,
and Richard is on 3.
Oh.
So it's all to play for in the last 2 questions.
Oh.
Right then. Question number 9. La plus longue route du monde.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I know this.
I can read it again if it will help.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
La plus longue route du monde.
Oh, God.
He's not going to help you.
Womp.
Richard.
I don't think it's right, but the Grand Tour.
No. Not a bad guess, but some way off the actual title.
Oh, it's demand is people, isn't it? So
No, it's not.
Is it?
You're barking up the wrong tree there. Du monde is not the people.
No.
no,
Yeah. It is the longest road on Earth. Du monde is the world or the Earth.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the game that fit that.
The longest road on Earth. Right then. So, Darren's out of this, so he's let James down.
I'm so sorry, James.
So now basically we've got it's between Richard and Gareth with this last one. So here we go. Question number 10. N'aie pas peur.
What?
That's just the noise the cat makes, isn't it?
Exactly, that's it. Neigh, which is
That's a horse.
Which is which game features a cat and a horse? That is, I'll spell it for you, just in case my pronunciation is not helping. I mean, I can't imagine that that's the issue, but it is N'Aie. So neigh, pa, per.
Oh, it's oh God.
Gareth suddenly Googled it.
Never put.
Nipper.
Jesus Christ.
I have a guess, Paul.
Go on, Darren.
Go on, Darren, go for it.
I'll guess A Way Out.
No. Not a bad guess. Correct number of words.
Oh, God.
We don't know. I don't know.
What about the rest of you? Do you give up?
Yeah.
Oh, the game was called Don't Be Afraid.
What is this game?
Never heard of it.
Well, it's funny, you know, because most of these games were ones that Gareth has reviewed for the site. So I was trying to make it nice and easy for him. And
what about the road? Did I review the road one as well?
Did you review the what?
The road one, the last one.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You reviewed Don't Be Afraid, The Longest Road on Earth, Crusader Kings 3, Trivial Pursuit Live 2. So yeah, it was very much geared towards you, Gareth. It was all down to you to lose.
Road on Earth.
Anyway, congratulations, Richard.
Well
this
done,
is a
Richard.
good omen for your speech on Saturday. You are the winner.
Thank you, guys.
Well done.
Good quiz. Enjoyed that.
Can we request the language for next time?
As long as Google Translate can do it, mate, I'll give you any language.
Oh, wonderful.
As long as it's not something that I'll really struggle with, like Russian.
Oh dear. Well, thank you, Paul.
You're very welcome, Gareth.
Good.
You came second, by the way.
Thank you very much. I felt like I came last. I felt we all came last.
Everyone's a winner.
Good. What are we looking forward to next week? Darren, what are you looking forward to?
Of course, Saturday, and also on Friday, I'm going to my first gig in ages. So, a show called Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox, and they do kind of old-fashioned remasters of pop anthems, Britpop, and all-time greats. So, looking forward to that.
Brilliant. Paul, what about you?
I'm looking forward to the bank holiday weekend, obviously. Going up to see Dobbo live in Wetherby, and also I might even squeeze a little bit of fishing in.
Oh, nice.
There is a river running through Wetherby, by the way.
I know there is, yes. I think you have to be very rich to fish in it, however.
Yeah.
Since I've got to drive to Wetherby, I will no longer be rich by the time I get there.
And Richard, we know what you're looking forward to this weekend, of course.
Yes, got the wedding, but also on Sunday I'm down in London to see the Mighty Scooter. And then I'm running back up to Leeds on the Monday and I'm off to see Architects. So it's busy weekend for me.
Oh, that is busy, isn't it? Really busy.
Yeah, really busy.
Fantastic. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. If we need to get hold of you, where do we find you, Paul?
I am on the Twitter and my handle is @XboxHubPaul. That is the joke that never gets old.
Good. Darren, where can we find you?
I am also on Twitter and my handle is @27Darren.
Good.
Come to the dark side, Darren.
Richard, where are you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram and my handle is @Dobbo1912.
Great.
Yay, we've all got handles.
And you can find me on things on GB Briley on Twitter and Instagram. Now we're gonna,
is that your handle?
That's not my handle. I don't know what that is. I'm not even sure that's correct still. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time because I can't do next week. So we'll see you then. Hopefully some more news, things going on. But for now, gentlemen, thank you so much and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. You had found all the notes of the show at www.TheXboxHub.com/podcast. You can also check out our social feeds on Instagram and Twitter at The Xbox Hub, and search for The Xbox Hub on Facebook.